Yo, what's up? This is emergency podcast. Breaking news: Luka Doncic just got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. Breaking news just broke about 10, 15 minutes ago. I had to do this live real quick, break it down a little bit. This is a stunner, NBA stunner. Just broke just about 12:21, so about 30 minutes on ESPN, but I got the news about, so this broke about 15, 20 minutes ago. No, about 30 minutes ago. So I had to come on and do a quick thoughts about it and break it down a little bit, the details. Um, Mavs are trading Luka to the Lakers for Anthony Davis and a 2029 first round pick in a stunning blockbuster deal. Sources tell ESPN's Shin uh, on Saturday night. Max Kleber and Morris are also heading to the Lakers. Max Christie heads to the Mavs. And Morris goes back to the Lakers. Isn't he? Or was that his brother that was on the Lakers? I forget which Morris brother was on the Lakers, but the Mavs approached the Lakers recently and offered Luka Doncic in a trade. Sources said Lakers eyes met and 25-year-old Luka Doncic has the ability to be the face of the franchise. See, this is exactly why they traded for him. One, because they want to get LeBron his fifth ring before he retires. I think he's retiring within the next 2 years or 3 years. He's either retiring this year or within the next 2 years. So I think he retires before 2030. And that's why they had to do this, so Luka could be the face of the Lakers. In what perfect way? In LA, right? And two, to get LeBron it's a ring. And now, but the trade doesn't make sense because LeBron and Luka are basically the same type of player. So, what is Luka going to be more the scorer now? And now they don't have a big guy. You lose Anthony Davis, who was a big guy, who was a rebounder. So is LeBron going to play center now? Who's going to play center? Who's going to play center for them? Um, I forget who their backup was, but I guess the Mavs, meanwhile, had major concerns about moving forward with Doncic due to his conditioning issues and looming of another supermax contract extension this summer. Sources tell Tim McMahon. I believe the defense wins championships. Mavs GM Nico Harrison told McMahon regarding his motivation to trade for Davis. I believe that getting all defender centers in an NBA era with advanced mind gives us a better chance we'll build to win now and in the future. The Utah Jazz, a third team in the deal, are receiving Lakers guard Jalen Hood as well as yeah. So those are the details. Yeah, I wanted to come on and give my thoughts about it. Um, I think it's a ridiculous trade for the Mavericks, but let's look at the Lakers roster real quick. Yeah, and this is it's almost 1 o'clock in the AM and this broke. So the news broke, as I said, about 30 minutes ago. I had to come on and do this because Yeah. I want to break this down a little bit. I want to check the Lakers roster and then check the standings, see what the Lakers can do, where the Lakers can finish. So let's look at the roster. Who's going to replace the Lakers at center? Who's going to replace Davis at center? So they already have Luka on the roster. It's already official. It's official. So Jason. Oh, okay. So Jackson Hayes is going to be in the center now. He's like most likely going to be the starting center. He's a decent guy. He's a decent player. The Lakers just played today and they beat the Knicks 128-112. And I don't think Anthony Davis played because that would be weird. Knicks can't be any good teams. They're a joke. The Knicks are a joke. They were favorites to win this game and they lost. Let's look at this schedule. Let's look at this. So the Lakers can't beat the Sixers, but they can beat the Knicks. Let's look at the stats for this. Did Anthony Davis play? I don't think he did. That would be weird. No, Jackson Hayes started at center, and he's going to be the center now. He's just starting center for this team. Max Christie played, and he was part of the deal. So he played 33 minutes today, 6 for 10 from the field, and 15 points, and then he gets traded right after the game. That must have been awkward. Oh, he goes to the locker room, and the GM is probably trying to. GM probably gets him in his office and says, "Oh, by the way, you got traded. Pack your bags. You're off to Dallas." That must have been awkward. Max Christie played 33 minutes, and then he gets traded right after the game. Like, wow. That must have been some awkward exchange. And I wonder how he handled. I wonder how he received that news because he played 33 minutes. He played significant minutes tonight against the Knicks, and then he gets traded like an hour later after the game, or 2 hours later. And I don't know what time the game ended, but whatever time the game ended, he got traded like 2-3 hours later. Game started at 8:30, probably ended about 11. So he got traded an hour and a half later. He got traded about an hour and a half later, and yeah, I don't think the Lakers needed to do this trade. I think they were fine, but I'm not even a Lakers fan, so why do I care? I mean, this is a big deal for the NBA. It's a major trade because Luka's one of the faces of the NBA. I personally think he's kind of overrated because he can't play defense and he's always injured. He's like Embiid, but as a guard, always injured. His conditioning is not great. He gets injured pretty much like Embiid does. I'm not going to go on a tangent with Embiid. I can do that for another video, but yeah, the Lakers are currently fifth. I don't think they needed to do this. I think it's going to ruin the chemistry of the team. You traded away a good defensive player in Anthony Davis, a veteran, an all-star, and now you have to rely on a young kid in Jackson Hayes. Was he like 22 years old, 23 years old? I think he's a second-year player. I think I'm assuming he's going to be the center, unless they trade for somebody else, which they could. And the trade deadline is next week. The trade deadline is this week. Since it's Sunday now, Sunday morning in the East Coast. The trade deadline is Thursday, so I'll probably be on. Oh no, is it Thursday? Yeah, it's on Thursday. Is it on Thursday? The 6th. Today is the second, the fourth, yeah, 6th. I'll probably be on after I work to break down all the trades and break down the trades. And if there is any big trades, I'll do a video. I'll do a live video after work. But yeah, what else? Lakers are in 5th. This trade, and the Dallas Mavericks are in 8th. They're in the play-in game. So I think this actually helps Dallas because now Kyrie can be the main guy. Now he's the main guy in Dallas, and now he has Anthony Davis. So I think that's a good two-man combination right there. Um, Two players that won titles with LeBron, so they can share stories. Kidding, but yeah. So currently they're 8th, and I think they can move into top 6. Um, the Lakers are one game behind the Nuggets for 4th, which is home court. And can they move to 3rd? Can they move to 2nd? We'll see. Let's see their remaining schedule. And the All Star break is in like a week and a half or something. So let's check this out. Take a look at the Dallas Mavericks. They're first in their division, so they're going to win the division. So after they go back home for the Clippers on February 4th. That's probably when I don't know if Luka's coming back from injury. And Luka's injured too. Let's not forget Luka is injured. So they traded for, and Anthony Davis is injured. So the Lakers and Mavericks traded their injured players for each other, and I don't think either are going to be ready to debut anytime soon. I think both have injuries. Anthony Davis just got injured this past week, and I don't know what the injury is, but Luka's been out for a couple weeks, and then he gets traded. So when did he play his last game? Let's look at injuries. See if this is updated. Let's look at the Mavericks because Luka's last game. Let's see. Luka's last game was. His last game was Christmas. So his last game as a Maverick was Christmas Day, and he only played like half a game in that game. So that was his last game as a Maverick. Who would have thought that would have been his last game as a Maverick? Luka Doncic got traded to the Lakers. Holy cow! This is why I had to do a podcast. This is why I had to do it now, not tomorrow, because everybody else. I had to do it now. I know nobody's watching because it's 1 o'clock in the morning, but I just wanted to do this, kind of break it down, give my thoughts. I know the NBA is shit right now, but I still love basketball. I will always love basketball. Basketball was pretty much my first love. Because I think that was my first professional game I went to. My dad. But baseball is my favorite sport right now. Has become my favorite sport, and that was my other first love. So basketball and baseball were my two first sports I loved. But I think basketball and baseball. I think the Phillies game was one of my first games I went to too. So I always have a soft spot for basketball and especially baseball. And I love soccer too, so I've grown to love soccer. Liverpool. Let's check out the Mavericks. We focus on the Lakers. Let's check out the Lakers. So this last game was the Luka hasn't played in over a month. And he gets traded. That's how you can't trade players that are injured. And Anthony Davis just got injured. I think he's only Davis today. But let's check out what Stephen A. Smith had to say about this.
With Chevy Equinox EV, you can wake up every day with a full charge. Your crew can have a roomy, no-compromise interior. And starting around $34,995, you and your money can go further in America's most affordable EV with over 315 miles of range. Equinox EV, a vehicle you know, value you'd expect, and a dealer right down the street. Go EV without changing a thing. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Massive trade happening in the NBA right now. The Dallas Mavericks are trading Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. It's a 3-team deal that includes Utah, according to our Shams Charania, who we might hear from later on. In the meantime, let's now say hello to Stephen A. Smith, who, of course, is on our NBA Countdown desk. And Stephen A. to drop on a Saturday night from later on. In the meantime, let's now say hello to Stephen A. Smith, who, of course, is on our NBA Countdown desk. And Stephen A., what a blockbuster to drop on a Saturday night. But nonetheless, here we are. Luka Doncic going to the Lakers, Anthony Davis going to the Dallas Mavericks. What's your reaction?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked like most, if not the entire basketball world appears to be. It's not something that you would have ever anticipated, primarily from the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic is a global star. He's a global superstar in this game. You know what he can bring to the table. He's fresh off an appearance in the NBA Finals. He's 25 years of age. He's a perennial all-star and a 25 points per game scorer, averaging 28 points a game this year, even though he only played 22 games. Nobody would have thought that you would think to trade Luka Doncic. So there's a lot of speculation as to why that may have happened. Did he want out? Did something happen that the team said, okay, enough's enough, let's get rid of him? We don't know the answer to that question at this particular moment in time, but that's speculation. And then when you look on the Anthony Davis side, this is a guy that's a big-time player. He's an all-star. He's one of the elite defensive players in the game of basketball, a rim protector, a scorer, good for 25 and 12 a night, etc. And the Lakers moving away from him, what does that say in terms of their message to LeBron? LeBron James is 40 years of age in his 22nd season. You're looking to compete for a championship. Anthony Davis himself was on the record saying we need a 5 so I can get to my natural position as a 4, and I think that's what we could use in order to move forward and potentially win a championship. By this move happening, the Lakers have no rim protector. Luka nor LeBron James can do that. So the season, in a lot of people's eyes, is a wash for the Los Angeles Lakers. And it appears like they've said to LeBron James, I'm sorry, maybe another time. But we're certainly not going to be thinking about a championship this year when we have nothing on our front court after losing Anthony Davis. And so that's what you're looking at right now. It's a whole bunch of questions, a whole bunch of intrigue, and a shocker, maybe the biggest shock of a trade that many of us have seen in NBA history.
Yeah.
This is a got up too fast from tying your shoes back injury.
As I said,
Lucky for you, Amazon One Medical can help.
I don't know.
They're great for sneeze-related back injuries
Luka's
too.
not coming back. Luka's not playing anything. So, and he makes a good point that they don't have.
What do you make of this trade, first and foremost?
I was on my way to Mastro's, man, to go get me something to eat. What I like to do best, and I had to turn around to come.
What do you make of this trade, first and foremost?
I was on my way to Mastro's, man, to go get me something to eat. What I like to do best, and I had to turn around to come in the studio because this is the most shocking trade in NBA history. But guess
Thank
what?
you.
Both sides won. Dallas won in the aspect of they showing the world that, hey, we believe in Kyrie Irving. And if we pair Anthony Davis with the pieces that we have in this system and PJ Washington, Spencer Dinwiddie, the guys that we have, we're seeing that Oklahoma City Thunder is the only team that looks really stable and a legit threat in the Western Conference. We can make some noise. And then on the Lakers standpoint, they're looking at it and saying, hey, should we leverage our future and try to keep LeBron James and Anthony Davis together? What is a piece that we can go get to move the needle? It's not one. So how about going get an international superstar Doncic that we could build and a guy that could come in and represent one of the most historic franchises in the history of sports, the Lakers, in great fashion? Both sides won, in my opinion. I'm curious to see what went on behind the scenes with the Dallas Mavericks to make, because we just saw that Sean's reported that the Dallas approached the
Whoever's
Lakers.
watching,
What
let me
went
know what
on
you
to
think
make
about
them
the trade.
trade Luka Doncic is what I want to know.
Let's look at this. So Luka's averaging 28 points a game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. He's a phenomenal player, no doubt. But I think he's a tiny bit overrated. He's going to be the face of the franchise now. Be the face of the Lakers. As I said earlier in the beginning, I think LeBron will be retiring maybe after this year. Maybe the Lakers are forcing him out, forcing him to retire. If he doesn't want to retire, he'll go somewhere else. If anybody would take him, he'll either retire this year or after next year. But they don't have any rim protection now. Jackson Hayes is going to be the rim protection. Who are they going to trade for now? I know Sixers fans won't like this, but is there a scenario where Lakers trade for Embiid, and that's a rim protector, and they have Luka and Embiid duo? Just throwing it out there for the offseason. Not now, obviously not now. But guys, whoever's watching, let me know what you think of the trade. This is a massive trade, one of the biggest trades I've ever seen. Luka for Anthony Davis, two superstars traded for each other in a massive trade. Got two franchise. I consider Anthony Davis a franchise player. He was a franchise player with Luka, with LeBron. Yeah, this is a massive trade. A franchise player. You never see a franchise player get traded in the middle of the season while injured to a contender, to another contender. They traded him within the conference. They literally traded him within the conference. I don't know who's watching, but yeah, they traded him within the conference. That's even more shocking. That's the more shocking part of it. That they didn't trade him outside the conference. They traded him within the conference to the Dallas Mavericks, who they're fighting for a playoff spot. Because Mavericks are 8th, Lakers are 5th, and they're not that much apart. And they're not rivals, but yeah, this is massive. This is big. This is big for the NBA, big for the Lakers, big for the Mavericks, big for both franchises' futures. It says a lot for what the future holds for the Lakers. They're looking past LeBron, and they're probably sending a message, hey, you have to retire within the next 3 years. Luka is our future. We're going to build around him. I don't know what center they're going to get. But as I said, I would just throw it out there. If the Sixers are willing to trade Embiid, and they can get some pieces from the Lakers for a three-way trade, Embiid would be nice with the Lakers. Just saying. I know that's not what any Sixers fans want to hear, but yeah, massive trade. Yeah, I'm shocked. That's why I had to do this again. Whoever's watching, let me know what you think real quick. I would like to know what people think about the trade. Even if you don't leave it here, leave it in the comments. Leave what you think about the trade in the comments. I would like to know what people think. I am just as shocked when this broke. I got a notification on my phone. I said, "What the hell?" And I texted my brother. I said, "What the?" I said, "What the f?" And I said, "Wow." Yeah. So I'll end the stream now because it's almost 1:30 in the morning, and I was playing NBA 2K while this was breaking news, and I knew I had to do this real quick. So just wanted to do that, share my thoughts, and I wanted to give my thoughts and prayers to the victims of the plane crash in Northeast Philly. My heart goes out to them. My heart goes out to the victims in the first plane crash earlier in the week. Tuesday night, I think, in DC, outside DC. Thoughts and prayers to them, victims too, and families. It was a hard week for the city of Philadelphia and the city of DC. Not the city. It was a hard week, tough week for America in general. Two tragic events, and then this is coming off the wildfires in California. So it's been a rough month and a half for us Americans. Some tragedy, but we have to come back. We have to come together as a country in this tough time. So I'll end that now, and see you later.